Oscar Duvall. We're going to show you something that makes more sense today than I think it did 35 years ago. When I was a younger kid, I had a little transistor radio, and it picked up AM and FM, and it's how I listened to my baseball games in the summer and the football games in the winter and music, and you didn't have to plug it into anything, and it wasn't digital, and you didn't recharge it. And you know what? Nowadays, it makes sense to have a radio in your home that will never fail you, to be able to get weather reports, which this will do, the flashlight that never needs batteries, and now you can even charge your cell phone with it. This is ETON's hand crank, and we've had 190,000 QVC customers who have picked it up. I will say we are now at free shipping and handling. We are clearance sale priced. We've got 4 easy pay payments, and we're down to 1 color. We started with 7. All the decorator colors are gone, but I made the comment to Sharon, when it's dark, you can't tell that this is gray anyway, right?
It's going to be there in the emergency situation automatically. And the cool thing about this is you never, ever have to buy batteries. If I just turn that crank for a couple minutes, I will automatically get that flashlight. If I turn for a couple more minutes more, I'm going to get the AM, FM radio plus the NOAA weather alerts. If you leave this out in the sun, well, there's a solar panel on top that charges the internal battery. You can crank it, you can put it out into the sun.
Yeah.
You can plug this into a USB device to charge it that way. And in case there's an emergency situation, like us, last year it was our really bad ice storm.
How long were you out of power?
Out of power for 8 days.
I was 11.
I had 5 trees come down on the yard. 1 tree cut my car in half.
I remember.
So I had no car. So 8 days without power. And when we would try to go to get supplies like batteries, food, everything,
gone.
Well, everything was gone because 600,000 of us were in the same boat. So it was really, really rough for us. So no power, no heat, no water because we were on a well. So this was our communication because it gave us our AM, FM radio. This was our capabilities to charge our cell phones because, think about it, most of us don't use landlines that much anymore.
No, everybody is so used to being on their laptop computers or desktops or being able to do this, that, or other with their phones that when the power goes out, even for a few hours, we basically go back to the Middle Ages.
And that's basically what happened. So all we had to do is grab our cell phones, and you grab that cable that came with your cell phone.
Yeah.
You plug it right into the back of it.
USB port.
And there's a button on here called cell. All you do is you move over to where it says cell, and it starts charging your cell phone.
Yeah.
So it gives you enough power for that emergency phone call that you need to make. So never buy batteries for this because you don't need it. It has its own internal battery, has a solar panel, has your built-in flashlight, AM, FM radio, plus the NOAA weather alerts, and when you move the dial over, it starts charging your cell phone. Just by moving that dial over to cell, there you go, and now it's charging my cell phone. And that's what you want. You want something in case of that emergency scenarios that are out there.
Oscar, okay, we're down to 1 color.
Okay.
When it's gone, they're gone.
That's it. I mean, this is...
So we can't get more back in?
Yeah, this is our last batch. So the gray graphite is the last color that we have.
And again, 190,000 have been purchased. We all have flashlights. We just presented some great flashlights. But I know darn well that I've got flashlights. We call it the junk drawer in the kitchen, where everything goes in there. I know I've got flashlights in that drawer right now with batteries in them that are dead. And they don't do you any good when you need them. This is for camping. This is for fun. By the way, cranking it for just a few minutes gives you an extended amount of light.
Right.
And radio.
And that's what most of us need. We need that flashlight. When you run out of power, when you run out of batteries, it's really important to have something that never requires batteries.
Yep.
But here's the cool thing that's very important. It has the NOAA weather alerts. So you're going to be the first one to know when the bad weather's showing up. So we actually have a little demo, and it's going to sound a little like this.
This will be a simulation only. For the people in Chicago, the simulation involves your area, but this is only for demonstration purposes.
Office in Chicago. A tornado warning is issued for DeKalb County and LaSalle County in north central Illinois, effective this evening until 10:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 9:17 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a tornado was reported on the ground near DeKalb.
Again, for the people in the Chicagoland area, only a simulation.
Right, just a little demo.
But that does give you an idea of what you will hear. And by the way, the way it works with NOAA weather radio, they have weather systems all across the country. So you're getting weather that is more or less in your backyard, or at least in your geographical location.
Yeah, so and when, let's say the power runs out, you're always going to be able to find it because it has that glow-in-the-dark ring. turn on your LED lights. Don't worry about looking for batteries because you can crank it or you can plug into anything that's USB. Take it camping with you as an emergency precaution because you never need batteries.
Yep.
It's going to be your AM/FM radio. You can even plug in your headset to it to listen to the music that way too. But when you're out and about and the bad weather starts showing up, you can tune into any of those 7 bands to pick up your NOAA weather alerts. So you're automatically you're always going to be in the know when the bad weather is about to show up. So, and in case of an emergency, keep it in the glove compartment of your car, in that junk drawer, because it always gives you that extra little power, and enough power to make that emergency phone call when you plug in your cell phone.
And we're getting into the season.
Yeah,
it's going to happen again.
And you've heard that whole Farmer's Almanac. It's going to be pretty bad.
I read it. I literally read it every day.
So it's going to be a little rough for us.
At least where we live in the Northeast, that last winter was going to be the cakewalk.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
More snow this year and colder weather. These are now clearance sale price. When they're gone, they are gone. We won't be able to get any more back in. There's the crank, your full antenna. The whole thing is actually very, very small. We've had over 1,500 of you that have shopped for it just this morning. A lot of you are picking up more than one. There is no shipping and handling. Normally, I would tell you buy more than one, it'll save you money on shipping and handling, but that's already free. And our retail value on this $40, we've got a clearance sale price for the best price we've ever had of $24 and change. So pick it up, think about gift ideas, because everybody in your family can benefit from having a piece of equipment that will always be connected.
Right, and it's always going to work because, again, never need batteries. And think about it, there used to be a time they used to have a cell phone, and your cell phone lasted forever.
Yeah.
And nowadays, it just
now
doesn't
we're on the
happen.
internet, now we text and all the rest of it. So
all you do is grab that cable that came with your cell phone, plugs right into the side. Now watch this. Right when I move it to the button that says cell, it starts charging your cell phone, and that's what you want, that extra power.
let's go off, say hello. Annette is phoning in from Virginia. How are things in Virginia this morning, Annette?
I'm doing just fine. I was happy to see this on the air.
Now,
very cool.
were you part of that just massive weather system that we had last year in the winter that seemed to wipe out most of us on the East Coast?
Yeah, I'm from Virginia, and we've been through several storms with power outages, and we were in areas where we didn't have any electricity, we didn't have phone service, the cell phones didn't work, and so I own one of these, and I own a different brand as well. This is nice and compact, so I just bought 5 of them as gifts for neighbors.
Because you know they're going to use them. And hopefully they won't need it for power outages, but one of my greatest joys as a kid was listening to baseball games on my little radio.
Well, it's also good when your cell phone, if you're on the road, I like to take this also when we're driving, so if you're on the road and your cell phone doesn't work, you don't have to worry about cables to plug into the car or anything else. If you're going to have your radio, this works really well, including on the beach and elsewhere.
Yeah. So
it's a great gift.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. I think the people who will receive it will very much be appreciative for getting it. And it's one of those things that we should have all had a long time ago.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that really makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see that was on the air. Unfortunately, it says clearance price, but it is a good deal.
Yes. Annette, they're on their way. We'll have them to you very quickly.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye. When they're gone, they're gone. And we are now down to just one color. The other 6 colors did sell out. We had, 3,000 of you on the phone lines this morning. Oscar, thank you very, very much. It's a busy morning.
It was a very busy morning.
Yes. They're gonna let me come back and play again.
That's really